So in today's math lesson, we're going to be looking at something called the highest common factor. And if you haven't watched the videos on prime numbers and prime factorization, then you need to watch those first so you know what you're doing. Quick recap then. What is a multiple? A multiple is a number that appears in another number's times table. So for example, in the 2 times tables, 4, 6, 8 and 10 are all multiples of 2. So we should pause the video here and have a go at these 6 questions. Okay, first one, is 20 a multiple of 4? Yes it is, because 4 times 5 is 20. Is 26 a multiple of 6? No, because if we were doing our 6 times tables, we'd go 6, 12, 18, 24 and 30. So 26 isn't a multiple. 30 is a multiple of both 5 and 10. That's true. 6 is a multiple of 12. That's false. 12 is a multiple of 6. Question 5, write down the next 2 multiples of 3 after 27. So just our 3 times tables, 27, 30, 33. And question 6, 30 is a multiple of 2, 5, 6 and 30. Well, let's have a quick look. This is a slightly bigger one. So our 2 times tables definitely going to 30. What about our 5? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, that will work. Our 6 times tables are 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So that will work, and obviously 30 is a multiple of 30 because 30 times 1 is 30, so that is true. So recapping what a factor is a number which goes into another number without leaving a remainder. So for example, in the number 12, we could do 1 times 12, we could do 2 times 6, or we could do 3 times 4. So the factors, or the numbers that go into 12, are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. Some questions here for you to try. So pause the video here and then we'll go through the answers. Is 6 a factor of 12? Yes, because we could do 6 times 2 to give us 12. Is 20 a factor of 50? No, we can't do 20 times anything that's a whole number to give us 50. Is 4 a factor of 12, 16 and 20? Okay, so let's think about 12. We know we can do 4 times 3, so that's correct. 16, we can do 4 squared, or 4 times 4, so that's correct. And 20, we could do 4 times 5, so that one is true. List all the factors of 7. So if we were to do this, just do this space here, we could do 1 times 7. We can't do anything times 2. We can't times anything by 3, or 4, or 5, or 6. So our factors of 7 are 1 and 7, which makes it a prime number. Next one is to complete these pairs of factors of 12. So we could do 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. On which of the following numbers are not factors of 36? So we'll do the same thing again. We could do 1 times 36. We could do 2 times 18. We could do 3 times 12. We could do 4 times 9. We can't do 5. We can do 6 squared, or 6 times 6. Can we do 7? We can't do 7. We can't do 8. Can we do 9? We can. Do 9 times 4, which has actually brought us back to here. So our factors of 36 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 12, 18 and 36. So the numbers that are not factors of 36 are 5, 7, 8 and 10. So we've already brushed briefly on prime numbers again, but a prime number is a number that has 2 factors. So for example, 2 you can only do 1 times 2. With 3, you're only going to get 1 and 3, and so on. So a prime number is always going to be the number itself and 1. We need to write the number 30 as a product of its prime factors. Pause the video and have a go at this one. So we should have got 3 times 10. Remember that 3 is a prime number, and then that would have split into 2 times 5. You could have done this a different way as well. Remember that it doesn't matter how you do it. You could have done 2 times 15 and then 3 times 5. You'd have still got the same numbers in the end. So 30 as a product of its prime factors is 2 times 3 times 5. So the highest common factor is the largest number that it divides into a given number. And there's two ways to do it. So I'm going to start with the first way, which is by doing it as a prime factorization. And the reason that this way is really good is because when you're dealing with really big numbers, it doesn't matter if you don't know your 573 times tables. You just need to be able to split your numbers up. So I'm just splitting this up into a product of its prime factors. So 120 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. And now I'm going to do 72 again as a product of its prime factors. So I'm going to do my 3 times tables this time. So that's going to be 3 times 24, 2 times 12, 2 times 6, 2 times 3. So 72 as a product of its prime factors is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Now I'm looking for common factors, so we can see that they've both got a 2, so I'm going to highlight that first one. They've got another 2 each, another 2, both got a 3, and this end one is a different factor, isn't it? So let's get rid of that. And now what we do is we times them together. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. So 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 3 is 24. So the highest common factor, the highest number that will go into both of them, is 24. Let's have a look at the other method now then. So starting with 16, we're going to write our numbers out like this when we do our normal factors. So 1 times 16, we could do 2 times 8. Can't do times 3. We can do 4 times 4. Can we times anything by 5? Nope. Nothing by 6. Nothing by 7, and that's going to bring us back to 8. So our factors of 16, so this isn't prime numbers, this is our factors. We've got 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. And now let's do 40. So 40, we can do 1 times 40. We can do 2 times 20. Can't times anything by 3. We can do 4 times 10. We can do 5 times 8. Can't do anything by 6. Can't do anything by 7, and that brings us back. So our factors of 40 is 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 20, and 40. So we can see that they've both got a 1, both got a 2, both got a 4, they don't both have a 5, they both have an 8, they both don't have 16, 10, 20, or 40. And our highest number, our highest common factor is 8. We're going to have a go with this one with both methods. So pause the video and try and find the highest common factor of 12 and 15. So we'll start off with prime factorization. So 12, I'm going to split that into 2 times 6 and 2 times 3. So 12 is a product of its prime factors is 2 times 2 times 3. I'm now going to do 15. So that's going to be 3 times 5. And that's it, it's my prime factors there. Okay, and now we're going to look for similarities. So they don't both have a 2, they don't both have a 5, but they do both have a 3. So this way is showing us that 3 is the highest common factor. Let's check our other method. So 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. So our products of our factors of 12 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Now let's have a look at 15. We can do 1 times 15, can't do 2. We can do 3 times 5, so that's going to give us 1, 3, and 5. highest common factor then, so obviously these ones aren't the same, and 3 is the highest, so the same answer. Okay, pause the video and try these ones. So it doesn't matter which method you prefer, prime factorization is really good because it means that if you're dealing with really big numbers like, I don't know, 730 or whatever, it doesn't matter because you don't need to know those times tables that will go into it. So it's a bit easier to do prime factorization in my opinion. I'm going to do 36 now. I'm going to do it into the 3 times tables, but remember, as always, it doesn't matter how you split it up. You'll always get the same prime factorization at the end. Okay, so let's look at the ones we've got the same. So we've got 2 here, 2 here, and a 3 here. So now we're going to do 2 times 2 times 3. 2 times 2 is 4. And 4 times 3 is 12. So the highest common factor of 24 and 36 is 12. 45 and 30 here to try. I'm going to do this the other method just to keep it interesting. So pause the video and try it yourself first. Okay, so I can do 1 times 45. I can't do anything times 2. I can do 3 times 15. Nothing by 4. 5 times 9. Can't do 6 times tables or my 7 or my 8. And that's going to bring me back to my 9 here. So my factors of 45 are 1, 3, 5, 9, 15 and 45. Now I'm going to do 30. So I can do 1 times 30. 2 times 15, 3 times 10. I can't do 4 times tables. I can do my 5 times tables. I can do 5 times 6. And obviously 6 times tables is going to bring me back there. So 30, we've got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15 and 30. So now let's look at which ones are the same. So they've both got a 1. They've both got a 3, so let's get rid of that 2. They've both got a 5. They don't both have a 6 or a 9 or a 10. They've both got 15. So we find that our highest common factor here is 15. Okay, last one to try, and it is a little bit of a bigger one here, which is to find the highest common factors of 36, 72 and 120. Okay, then let's go through the answers. So starting off with 36, and I'm going to do prime factorization for this. Let me split 36 down. Okay, next what I'm going to do is 72. Okay, and then I'm going to do 120. Okay, so let's have a look at our similarities then. So we can see that they've all got 1, 2. They all have a second 2, but they don't all have a third 2. So I'm going to just cross that out to keep it clear. They've all got a 3. They don't all have that second 3, and they don't have a 5. And if we do 2 times 2 times 3, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12.